Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and since it's Women's History Month, I'm here today to talk to you about Derry Girls Season 3, Episode 5. So this is a very unique and interesting episode, and quite a gamble. This could have backfired on them, because when it comes to Derry Girls, of course, us viewers, we just want to see the Derry Girls and James and everything. But this one solely focuses on the family. And unlike the last time it did that, because like it focused on like the adults, they also had the dairy girls in there too, doing like a little couple of stuff. But this one pretty much doesn't. It just has Ola and Aaron and stuff. And they're just there for like a quick little like cameo type thing. And so what is so unique about this episode is that the casting is genius, mad crazy and everything, because this episode goes through two different time periods: the present day and about 20 years ago, when the adults were like in high school, and the casting for the younger adults, my God, it's insane. Not only do they look like the adult versions, but they also look like the Dairy Girls and James. And the way they act and portray, they act just like the Dairy Girls and James. It is true madness. I hope to God that this is some type of backdoor pilot, because I would love to have a prequel to when the adults were teenagers and stuff. It's insane how wild they were and meager and meek and everything. It's just like, this was just like an uncanny episode. Now, I briefly talked about this episode before when I reviewed episode 1. So far, these are the only 2 episodes of season 3, the finale, that I have ever seen. There's a bunch of clips on YouTube. I haven't watched them. Well, except for the Spice Girl one, because I was curious to see what the world happened with that. But there's been other clips. I'm like, oh man, now they're spoiling it for me and everything. I'm like, I don't want clips. I want episodes. Upload the episodes. Stuff. So with this episode, it's Ola's mom and it's Aaron's mom, and they're in the kitchen and they're talking to Jerry, and the mom, Mary, is excited. Why? Because it's the high school 20-year anniversary reunion thing. I never went to mine. I never will go to mine. They tried to get me to go to mine, but yeah, I never went, and I don't even think I ever got like a invitation to tell you the truth. Like, I know I graduated for sure and everything, and it's just like, I remember back in the MySpace days. Remember that? Like when I was in college and everything. I found some old high school friends and we started talking. They're all like, oh, it's time for the 10-year anniversary, blah, 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 blah. And we're going. Like, they're like, are you going? I'm like, nope. And they're like, oh, we're going to make you go. I'm like, no, you won't. Block. Stuff. But anyway, she's excited. She can't wait to go. She can't wait to see everybody. And she's trying to get in shape. So what has she been doing? She's been eating nothing but oranges and making everybody in the house eat nothing but oranges. And when she works out with oranges, like their weights and everything. And so like Aaron and Ola come in, and Aaron is doing some type of like calculations, how many calories she's been assuming and this and that. And she's all like, since you've been doing this, you only lost 1 pound. Mary is not exactly happy about that. And stuff. But anyways, some discussion comes up about a woman named, I believe her name is Janine or Jeanette. I'm just gonna call her Janine. And Mary's been kind of like obsessing about her, and they don't understand why. And she's all like, I don't want to talk about it and everything, because she knows what she did and blah, 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 and stuff like that. Basically, she gave them the cold shoulder after high school and everything. And so, like, they want to know more. So we get the flashback. Now, the news stuff you see is actually real news from back in the old days of the Troubles. The Troubles were going on even back in those days and stuff. And, it's uncanny and everything. And so, like, it's weird, because when they was interviewing the cast, they said, like, because the dude who played James, he's all like, they really don't teach you that type of stuff when you're in school and everything. They act like it doesn't exist. And that's because they're ashamed and everything, the British people and stuff. And it's just how a high society think they are. They don't want you to think, oh, look, you did something bad and everything. So in a way, we see young Mary and young Olaf's mom. I have no idea what Olaf's mom name is. Now, the actress who plays young Mary, my God, not only does she look like both Aaron and older Mary, but she acts just like Aaron and everything. Now, the actress who plays young Olaf's mom, she doesn't look like Olaf's mom, and she doesn't act like Olaf's mom, or even that of Olaf and everything. She's a little dumb, but not too like rocks in the brain type dumb. Now, when it comes to Olaf's mom, the older one, she said she can't wait to go because everybody thought she was like stupid back in high school, and she wants to prove to everybody that she's smart. Whatever. So, anyways, Grandpa Joe, or Daddy Joe, as we should call him right now, is like, talking to the girls and all, like, he'd be waiting in like the parking lot and like, stuff like that. And we see them in their like prom type outfits, and it's really nice. It's cute. It's 70s, you know what I'm saying? And they go in, and Mary has like sandwiches supposedly in like, well, she does have sandwiches, I think, in like the little box. She's always prepared and everything. And so like we are greeted to the younger parents of the other kids. And it's insane. We meet young Michelle's mom. We meet young Claire's mom and everything. And so, like I'm saying before, man, they look and act just like the younger other cast. Except for Claire's younger mom. She has brown hair. And it's because the older actress has brown hair. I don't, when it comes to Claire's mom, the older one, I don't know if they recast or not, because I remember in season 1, episode 1, there was a woman, but I don't remember her looking like this. I have to go back and look one day. But anyway, so they're there and everything, and while they're there, like, there's a nun lady, not Sister Michael, because this is back in the flashback, it's somebody else. And she's just as cranky as Sister Michael, and she wants the boys on one side and the girls on another, and she does not want them colluding with each other. They're not allowed to dance, not allowed to kiss, not allowed to do anything. And Mary is pissed. She's all like, I came here to dance and kiss on boys, and I can't even do that. And everything. Well, Janine comes in with her red hair and her red dress and everything, and the girls are all getting along and everything. And so, like, it's so funny. Michelle's mom, whose name I forget, she brings her cousin. And he has like a camera and stuff, and he looks just like James, and she treats him just like James, and she acts just like Michelle. She's all like, this is my stupid cousin from like America and everything. He's all like, I'm not from America, I'm from Canada. She's like, shut up, American. And this gag goes on and on throughout the entire thing. So in the present day, the older parents now are in like, the gymnasium type thing or whatever you call it. And they're dancing, not dancing, but they're talking. And we can see all the parents and their husbands and stuff. So we get to see Claire's dad, and we can see Michelle's mom and stuff like that. Grandpa Joe has decided to come in for some bizarre reason, not sure why. And he's all like, hey, look who I found. It's the American. He's all like, I'm Canadian. And everything. He's all like, what part of like America are you from? He's all like, Calgary. He's all like, I ain't never heard of no like American Calgary before. But I did hear about that in Canada. They refuse to say this dude is from Canada for some bizarre reason. And so Uncle Joe's like, Uncle Joe, but Grandpa Joe is like really excited. He's all like, he's a gay and everything. And they're all like, oh, that explains a lot. But then he's all like, Claire, he's talking to like their parents, all like, their child is gay and everything. And so Michelle's mom's cousin, or Michelle's uncle, I should say, or cousin, he asked them, how are y'all like, faring with all this and everything? And they admit that at first they hated it that their daughter came out as a lesbian, but now they accept her and everything and stuff like that. And that's a good thing, 'cause you don't want your kid to feel isolated and like abandoned and stuff like that. And so Mary is looking for Janine until she spots her. Mary is still bitter towards her and everything, but Mary wants her to come here. They see she's with her husband. Michelle's mom's all like, oh yeah, he's a surgeon because Michelle's mom's a nurse and they work at the same hospital. But they say he doesn't talk much and everything. And so Michelle's mom is acting just like Aaron, the older version. And she's just constantly kind of like, Janine, 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 like over and over. And she just like screams it. And Janine does not want to talk to them, but she's like, oh, hey, I didn't see you over there. And so they start talking and everything. And Janine insults her by talking about, oh, you're like your little shop you run, and then you're going to university, going back to school and everything. Ooh, Mary is not happy about that. She feels ashamed and embarrassed being an older woman, like close to her 40s, and going back to like college and stuff. And so, like, um, they keep trying to get her husband to talk, but he won't talk for some reason, and nobody knows why. And so Michelle's mom's cousin said something about that wild, crazy night y'all had that night. And Michelle's mom like, oh, right, that's right, you was there. So you know exactly what happened. So the husbands are kind of like, and Grandpa Joe's kind of like, what the world are y'all talking about? Because she will not say. She keeps alluding to it, but she will not say what happened and stuff. And so everybody's trying to get Janine's like, husband to talk, but he won't. And all the men are wearing the same tux for some bizarre reason. So Michelle's older cousin dude, so he goes over there and kisses Janine's husband, thinking, okay, maybe he's gay and he doesn't want to talk about blah, but he can tell by that kiss the dude's not gay. And so anyways, as they're talking more, Mary had enough. She's basically like, she's gonna tell what happened and everything that night. And Janine's like, you better not. And she's all like, better, yeah, I'll show everybody. And so she's all like, to the tree and everything. And the men just kind of like, well, what in the world is happening over here? So it's a race, a bizarre race. Everybody's running all weird and goofy and silly to the tree and everything. And the men are just like freaking out because they're all like, what did our wives do when they was younger? And I want to know too. And Mary's all like, the truth must come out. And Michelle's mom said something interesting that struck me. She's all like, my God, I never felt so alive. And I stopped and thought about that. She's right. When you get older and you have kids or somebody you have to take care of and stuff, you do kind of feel dead a little bit inside and everything. And she's feeling young again and adventurous. So they get to the tree and Michelle's mom just starts like digging. But of course, Mary came prepared and she has a spoon. So they're digging and they find a box. Now, what the world is in the box? And she's all like, we have photographs. And I'm just like, what the world did they do in that bathroom? Did they like do each other and just start taking pictures or something? And nobody can kind of figure out what until we get the flashback. And the flashback is of them in the restroom getting tattoos. Yes, Michelle's mom, the rebel, has decided she has a tattoo kit. She's gonna get them all tattoos of a skull and everything. And they all got them in different places. And Jerry's just kind of like, how have I never seen this thing on your body? And she's all like, there's a lot of stuff on me you ain't never seen. But they're married. And then they explain, well, what's the big deal about this? And she's all like, well, they didn't want their kids to find out. Because if their kids found out that they was rebels and did something against their parents' wishes, they would do the same as they got older. And then they reminisced about how like they was young, they was free, they was wild back in the 70s and everything. And that is the honest to God weird truth about everything. When you're like, a parent looking back on how wild you were back in the day, or an adult, what I'm saying, looking at how you were back in younger, it's like, man, there was so much stuff you did back then you will never do now. Well, some people still do, but then it's like you really truly grow up and everything and you wise up. And so they're just looking at the photographs, looking at each other, talking about how beautiful they were and all this other stuff, until Ola mom says something. Ola mom, the one who's dumb as rocks, pointed out, that's not us. And they're like, what are you talking about? She's like, that's not us in the photograph. And they were like, crap, we must have like the wrong tree and the wrong like time capsule type thing. Mary Mom lets out the biggest cuss word ever. Like, how did they not know it wasn't them? They kept looking at the photographs and stuff. But this was a very unique episode. I wish to God they would have done more stuff like this in the past. Or at least make a spin-off with the younger, like, adult cast and everything. That's something I really want to see. Oh, I forgot to mention, even Sister Michael shows up at the reunion, but she's not there to mingle. She's just there to like shame everybody and stuff, and she's forced to go there. And it's weird. In the flashbacks, we never saw younger Sister Michael because she went to school with all them and stuff. And it's kind of like, well, where was she at and everything? Was she? And she wasn't one of the people hanging out with the other nun lady. Now at the tree, Janine and Mary, they have a heart to heart, and she wants to know why she was excluded from Janine's wedding. And Janine tells her she has no idea what she's talking about. She told her husband that you're definitely invited and to give you that message. And she's all like, I think she said either she didn't get the message or she was told she was definitely not invited. And so Janine looks at her husband and he's all like, see, this is why I don't talk. And he finally speaks. And so Janine says that even though he's a brilliant surgeon and everything, he's terrible at relaying messages and everything. So this whole feud they have, which is nothing more but a misunderstanding and miscommunication. Happy Women's History Month, everybody. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.